I want to talk a little bit about Officer Wilson 157. I ran across Officer Wilson 157 last night around 11-ish. Was it around that late? I think it was close to 10 or 11. And we had a candid conversation that I really appreciated. I was a bit hard on him in a couple videos that I have, and I would like to apologize to him and other members of the police force that I've had a negative interaction with. He actually engaged me in a two-way conversation, which he did not have to do, and I appreciate you doing that, officer, because you saw the videos that I put out, and it wasn't favorable to you. You could have been closed off, but I really appreciate that. And by far, officer, I think more good is happening out there than bad. And we talked a little bit about my philosophies on me interacting with you guys, not just for negative stuff. I want positive stuff. You know, like I said, I'll pass my card to you next time I see you. Give me a call when you guys are doing something for the community, and I will be there to cover it, because we have to do this as a people. And I've said this many times on my videos, I do not hate the police. If I see negative stuff out there, I'm going to report it, but I also want to report the good stuff. And you made a couple comments. You say, well, let's go back to the white vehicle that had the temporary plate on it that turned out to be legit. And I said on my video, oh, you searched him anyway. You informed me last night that it became an officer safety thing, which I agree. You guys, you have to be safe out there. Guys that let their guards down for 1 second, that's all it takes for somebody to get the upper hand on you. So you let me know that during that interaction, he kept fumbling around with his pockets, and that was a cause for concern, and I agree. So I want to put out there that, you know, it was officer safety type situation when you asked him to keep his hands out of his pocket as a safety thing, and he kept doing it. And then the stop that got like a week or so later, the vehicle had a stolen gun in it that you guys got off the streets, and maybe possibly back to the owner. You know, I appreciate that. Columbus Police Force, I'm here to report good and bad. So please don't avoid me. Me and Officer Wilson took baby steps. For him to take that time to speak to me means a whole lot, because I guess you can tell, because I've mentioned that several times now. And I think he had a little bit of understanding of my outlook, and I definitely had some understanding of his outlook.
From Fort Benning Road all the way down here with no lights on. Before I even pulled him over, I came over my loudspeaker and said, turn your lights on. Turn your lights on. He slammed on the brakes and almost wrecked into me. And out of all of that, all I told him to do was get somewhere safe.
Absolutely.
Alright? I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're fine. You're fine. I get what you're saying. And I've seen both of the videos that you're taking of me. And the thing is that this is what you don't understand. Alright? I'm not out here trying to hassle people. You're trying to do it. Not correct. The two stops that you have reported me on, the one that you seen the Corolla, did you understand? Did you see what we got out of the car?
Oh, it is a gun. Absolutely.
It was stolen.
I'm not against it. And you might think so. But the problem is, I think this is a bigger scale. I'm not saying that everything, I don't, the problem is I was that young man once upon a time. Not, he was dead ass wrong. He did what he's supposed to do. And that's one of the things that they come to about. Report it as I see it. I'm always open to conversation.
Correct, and I am too. And I don't want you to have that. People, when I read your comments on the videos that you post, people think that, you know, we're out here trying to catch people or out here trying to just take people to jail. No, it's not about that. I didn't join this. I'm only 24. I didn't join this job to take people to jail. I joined this job because I have a little brother, I have 2 little brothers, and I have a little sister. Yes, I would rather keep the streets clean because I want them to run around and be able to play outside and not anybody get shot. Or somebody trying to conceal themselves. Or somebody in a stolen car flying around the corner that's killing my little brother. That's why I joined the job. I do it for the greater good. I'm not out there trying to be passionate. So, yes, I understand what you're doing.
So when you guys see me out there, any police department that knows who I am, and I'm pretty sure now that everybody in the Columbus Police Department knows who I am. It's not a secret. My problem is, don't make up a reason to identify me. I'm already identified now. Got it. A particular officer used the old tag light situation to identify me. And me wanting to be cooperative with the law, when he told me my tag light was out, I possibly thought, since I just, I do an inspection on my vehicles quite often, that maybe I hit a bump or something and it went out. It wasn't impossible. So before I looked, I kind of gave him my ID, and then I was like, wait a minute, let's just be sure. Then I went back there and it was on. And so that's when I kind of went ballistic, because you have just unlawfully identified me. And that's when I was like, give me my goddamn ID and so on and so forth. I'm sure you saw the video. And I'm not just out there to make you guys look like asses, and I know that's what the perception is. I am not. I'm actually out there to work with you, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna put out the negative if I see it. By far, Columbus Police Department, I see more good out there than bad. By far. Help me see some more of the good out there. You don't have to help me with the bad. If it happens, it's just gonna happen. And we have no control over that. And I know that you guys don't, to a certain extent. But help me promote some of the good things that you guys do for our community. Officer Wilson, badge number 157. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time, even though it was close to you getting off, to speak with me.